we the children, the voice of the children will be heard.
Across the Pacific lies El Salvador, an impoverished Central American country vulnerable to hurricanes and other hazards. The disasters its people face are magnified by chronic environmental mismanagement, leading to deadly landslides. Young people are now taking preventative action to minimise the casualties when the next disaster inevitably strikes. They are working with local government, community members and schools. The murals on the school walls teach children about the importance of protecting the environment. With a severe rainfall, landslides can occur even on thickly vegetated hillsides. But when trees and the covering vegetation are cleared, the roots, natural barriers to slippage of earth, are removed and the chances of inundation by a moving wall of mud are greatly increased. Only 5% of El Salvador's original forest remains. 2/3 of the clearance took place over the last 40 years. In the 1990s, deforestation has accounted for 25% of all man's greenhouse gas emissions. Here in El Cedro, there's a groundswell movement among the older children to reforest the hillsides to combat the impact of climate change. Roberto is part of a youth environmental group. They're not just planting trees, but also campaigning to convince the population of the importance of safeguarding the environment.
People are pleased that we plant trees. Otherwise the springs can dry up. What we do is go to work on Saturdays, filling the bags with earth and planting seeds. And when they've grown into saplings, we go to plant them.
El Cedro, where Roberto lives, means cedar, although as the most commercially valuable wood, the cedar trees disappeared long ago. In El Salvador, hurricanes are a seasonal event. Torrential rains dislodge the soils on exposed hillsides and lead to killer mudslides. This spiky grass, vetiver, is a lifesaver. Its deep root system and hardness can fix a denuded hillside. Myra is involved in the planting.
We do it to protect the families here. It comes from very deep in our hearts. Sometimes the rain causes such severe erosion in our country that people lose their lives.
Vetiver grass is native to India. It grows easily, providing a quick fix for stabilising slopes. It's ideal for adapting to extreme weather. No one knows how severe the next hurricane will be. But daily, the people of El Salvador live with another kind of disaster, insect-borne disease. Estimates predict that dengue fever will double due to climate change, while malaria, which already kills 800,000 children per year, will spread to new areas. 6 years ago, the authorities in Pontonico started a health campaign. Pupils from the local school, accompanied by a health worker, visit each home every month to explain the dangers caused by dumping rubbish and allowing stagnant water to collect as a breeding ground for mosquitoes. The children then help clean up. 18-year-old Maurizio is one of the pupils who regularly takes part. Mosquito larvae turn up in the most unlikely of places. During the hurricane season, the heavy rains and floods create the ideal conditions for epidemics. The children's work is paying off. Despite the rise of dengue in the rest of El Salvador, there have hardly been any cases in Pontonico since the campaign began. Older children teaching younger ones about basic hygiene ensures that the message gets through and has maximum impact. As Raquel explains, children have a special ability to get the message across.
Adults can be a bit boring, and they don't use physical activities in their talks. It's just them speaking. You must do this and that, keep your house tidy, and so on and so on. They don't talk with any humour. They're very serious and focused, so it can be a bit boring.
Raquel lives at home with her family, and her mother is obviously proud of her daughter's achievement.
These type of talks, especially about health, have always been given by health workers. Now when we hear it from our children, there's a difference because when children do the talks, the parents pay more attention because they are our children. Maybe parents feel the children will make a mistake. But as we all say, the children leave us with our mouths open in amazement when we see how well they can do it, how well they can talk.
The need to adapt to extreme weather conditions is making a generation aware of the link between their environment and the safety of their communities. The Children in a Changing Climate programme is helping to get their voices heard at local, national and global levels.